Some viewers may find this disturbing. Viewer discretion is advised.
Hi, my loves. It's Destined Choice, and you're watching Choice TV. So it's one of those days and one of those nights, and I wanted a nice late midnight snack. And essentially, I wanted to get on here and discuss how some people say that they feel like I should be further and my brand isn't where they thought it would be the next couple of years. Because I came across a comment, I really hope I can find it, where somebody was like, wow, why aren't you doing what I thought you were doing? You know, I thought you'd have a BET show or some shit and be on TV and have all these things. And first things first, what I want to say to that is, fuck you. Don't you ever in your fucking life expect me to be on BET. I don't even think BET wants to be BET. Because the fuck is this, 2006? Like, who wants to still be on BET or even watch BET? Like, when was the last time y'all watched BET? Because I couldn't tell you personally. People will sometimes tell me, you know, you should be a lot further. You should have way more subscribers, or you should have 1 million followers. And to be honest with you, all I really have to say to that is, well, I mean, life happens. You know, I'm still very happy that I still get a lot of views and engagement. Like, there's times like I'll see my video and be like, oh my God, like, I still can't believe like a lot of my videos get 80,000 plus views. You know, I'm still happy that people still watch me, because there are so many entertainers and influencers where I saw their channels explode and do so amazing numbers, and then now like they barely fucking exist anymore. Like Glozell, she's a great example. Like, I remember watching her when I was much younger, and I thought, oh my God, this lady crazy as hell. She gets crazy millions of views, 600K, 1 million views. And I just thought she was just hot shit and gonna be around for a while. She was on Nickelodeon. Then this girl's out here interviewing Obama. And then she got to a point where she went through her demise, life happened, she went through a crazy divorce, had financial issues, and now she can't even get like probably like 3,000 views on a video. And it really just shows you that so many entertainers and content creators just expire on the platform. They expire on YouTube. And I'm blessed that so many years have gone by and that hasn't happened to me yet. You know, I've been doing YouTube for like 9 years. You know, I started back in 2015 of July, and it's going to be 10 years in the summer. And I'm so happy that my channel is still pretty successful and still does pretty well, because it doesn't have to. You know, people still show me love and people still recognize me. And sometimes people tell me like, oh my God, I've been watching you since I was like, you know, in the 6th grade, since I was in the 5th grade. And sometimes I think to myself, oh my God, where the fuck were your parents? Why were you watching me in the 5th grade? But I am grateful for it. And I want to honestly say that, you know, a piece of me thought to myself, why don't I get the same opportunities? You know, I'll see other content creators, you know, get fucking endorsement deals from like fucking Buick. You know, I know a content creator who got a crazy bag and a crazy opportunity from Oreo. And I'll think to myself, but you literally started last summer. And then there was a piece of me that used to think to myself, I thought these brand deals were going to come. There were times where I think to myself, I thought these opportunities were going to come. Why haven't these opportunities come yet? You know, I really thought to myself when I was, you know, still fresh in this shit, wise, and still had a lot of wisdom and a game plan, that eventually somebody would see my YouTube video and put me in a new movie. You know, I thought I was going to be the next That's So Raven and be like, you're watching Disney Channel. That's kind of what I thought and saw for myself. But things didn't really work out that way. You know, people still see me years later and they see that I still make YouTube videos and I still, you know, get a lot of views, but I don't really get like these crazy big opportunities like people would have thought they would see from me. But then I gotta kind of remind myself that, what if it's just not meant for me? You know, I'm a very controversial influencer, and I don't even get like even simple sponsorships. Like, everybody has a Best Fiends and what is it, Hello Fresh, and those big name sponsors. And I'll think to myself, they've never hit me up before, and they've never even offered to even work for me before. That's what I would work with me before. And I would think that to myself, wait, am I too controversial? Like, I remember one time I went on my Instagram story and I was kind of venting a little bit, and I was thinking to myself, you know, y'all, I don't really get sponsorships. Y'all always ask me sometimes, like, why don't y'all ever, like, I remember people will be like, oh, I love your videos because you don't flood us with sponsors, or, you know, why don't you get a lot of sponsorships? I noticed that. I never peeped that, but now I'm starting to realize you don't get sponsorships. And now that I think about it, I got on my story and I said this, you know what? I really don't get them, and I honestly am not really 100% sure why. And then a YouTube beauty guru, well, not beauty guru, hair guru, you know, she commented on my story, and I won't say her name because I'm sure she doesn't want to be named, but she's probably watching this. And basically, she said to me, well, I mean, it's because you get on the internet and you talk shit. Like, you really talk shit and you really just run your mouth and talk a lot about everything and other people. You know, a lot of brands that doesn't fly with them because they probably collaborate with these people, probably work with these people, probably don't want to burn bridges with these people. You talk your shit. Like, what do you expect? And I was like, damn, that's pretty fair. That's a good point. And then I was messaging her back and forth, and she said, look, as a content creator, brand deals are my bread and butter. They really are. So if I really got on camera talking about half the shit you talk about and saying all the crazy shit you say, I probably wouldn't even see half the fucking lifestyle that I see. And she was being real with me. You know, it comes across as harsh, but she was being real. And to be honest, I am controversial. And I've been told this before by, you know, brand agents. Like, I remember once I was working with this agency who was going to help me get brand deals. You know, that shit didn't really last long. That's a long story. But the brand agency who liked me and believed in me and wanted to work with me to some degree basically said, you know, I did come across your channel. You do get very good views, but I have to be honest, you know, I was doing some research on you and, you know, I saw things on TikTok and I just have to ask, I work with other transgender creators and I just want to, just ask, like, are you, and I'm like, what? Are you transphobic? I'm like, no, I'm not. Okay, well, just asking because if y'all didn't know, I made a video addressing the trans community, right? Now, I didn't say what y'all think I probably said, right? Like, I believe, when it comes down to the trans issue and the trans situation, people can be who the fuck they are, love who you want, and just be who you are. It is what it is, because who cares? That shit don't affect my fucking life, so I don't really care what people do. And when it comes down to it, I do feel like the perception of what being a woman and a female is, I think it can get complicated for some people because on one hand, people will say things such as being a woman and being a female is different. This is basically what I said in the video, right? That got a lot of backlash on TikTok because people were dragging my ass for like a week on TikTok. This is the difference between feeling like a woman and actually being a woman. Being a woman, just like Macy Gray said, is a big, epic book. And Macy Gray said some real shit when she said that. And guess what? She got a lot of backlash. She actually got more backlash than I did.
Well, just women go through just a completely unique experience, and surgery or finding yourself doesn't change that. Being a little girl is a whole epic book, and you can't have that just because you want to be a woman.
And I stood by her and I agreed with her. And I'm like, yeah, she's right. Because, I mean, when you're a woman, you go through all types of cycles with your body and self-worth and growing and trying to embrace the changes in your body. They're just particular experiences that women go through that I would never understand, or someone who is biologically a nigga would never understand. And I got a lot of backlash, and people on TikTok were dragging my ass, saying that I'm transphobic and this, that, and the third, when it was just bullshit and just nonsense for people to just even assume that, because I made it clear that people are allowed to exist how they want to be. You can identify as a fucking chicken nugget or a fucking big ass bag of sweet potatoes, and I wouldn't give a fuck. Just be who you are. And that's when it led to this brand agent literally calling me out and saying, are you transphobic? And I'm like, no. And I told them what I said in the video, and they were just like, oh, well, okay. But just let you know, when you talk about these kind of things and you do these kind of things will kind of, like, I don't know how to say it, but choice, these things will kind of hinder you a little bit. I hope you understand. And I said, it's okay. If it's not meant to be, then it's not meant to be. I really respect it. If a brand doesn't work for me because of some shit like that, then I don't even care. And then there's times where, like, brands will purposely not pay me because they think that I don't have many options, because I am a controversial content creator where I say real shit. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like, I'll say how I feel. And sometimes people get on the internet and they just be like, oh, well, yeah, this, that, and the third, or, well, I don't mean to offend anybody. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, they be going in, like going in. And then I'm on here just not giving a fuck and just saying it like how it is. Not to be obviously edgy and get viewership, but just because I'm saying what everybody else is thinking, and that's why people gravitate towards me. But there are instances where content creators kind of water themselves down and they are kind of phony and fake because they're scared of burning bridges. And to be honest with you, I made it this far if I happen to be a Disney Channel upscale none-ass bitch. There's times where, like, I'll sit up here and I'll talk about certain subjects and I'll go in. Like, for example, like when I give my stance about abortion, I'll say things such as, like, I'm pro, if you can't bring a baby into this world and give them a nice, beautiful life, then I'm pro kill that thing, because you better kill that shit if you can have an actual baby and raise it like an actual, human being, an adult, and give them a good, positive upbringing. This comes from me. I had a really, fucking shitty upbringing, and there's a lot that I could talk about. Like, I remember growing up as a kid, where, you know, my mom couldn't even afford to really buy us food like that, and she struggled, and it seemed like she honestly had a kid just for the aesthetic. You know, she had a kid honestly just for the hell of saying that she had a kid, and then, you know, she ended up not really being able to take care of us. There were times where, like, I remember going to sleep hungry. There were times where, like, she would buy us a Whopper, and then she would cut it in half. You know, she would give me one half, my brother the other half, and then she would be like, y'all just have that. Like, I'll just drink this Coke and just eat the ice and stuff, you know. Or when y'all get to school, you know, y'all eat at school and figure that out when y'all get to school, you know. Or there'd be times where, like, she would take it to Chuck E. Cheese that was, like, right by our house and or apartment, and then we would get out of the apartment because, you know, there's no electricity inside the house because she couldn't pay the electric bill that particular month because she needed money to, like, pay her car note for the month. We would go to Chuck E. Cheese and we would, like, look on the floor and look for tokens, hope the kids in the Chuck E. Cheese would, like, let us play with them, and hope the kids that are in the Chuck E. Cheese would drop some tokens, and maybe we could find some tokens on the floor. Sometimes we did, most times we didn't. But sometimes we used to spend our time watching other kids have fun because we didn't have it like that to actually have fun and enjoy things. And that really sucked. But stuff like that builds character and it makes you efficient and appreciate small things. You know, that's why even with me, I'm appreciative of, even if I don't have all the things I would have pictured and all the things people would have pictured for me, I'm so grateful for what I have, because I've been to some crazy ass places. Hell, right now I'm literally in Africa. Not because a fucking brand sent me here. Not because some sugar daddy trick who wanted to, you know, to pay me to pee on him like a lot of your favorite Instagram models are doing, you know, sent them here. I'm here on my own fucking dime. I'm currently in a tiny ass studio apartment, Airbnb in Africa. I'm literally in Morocco right now. So that's what I mean when I say those are opportunities that I probably wouldn't have gotten if I hadn't did what I did and just been real, because I still get a lot of viewership because people appreciate me for being real and blunt and honest. And honestly, that's just something that I'm grateful for, that I'm able to take care of myself and I'm able to see other things that most people wouldn't have seen because of it. Yeah, it sucks that, you know, Nike and Adidas isn't hitting me up saying, oh, hey, Troyce, you know, we would love to send you some gear and pay you. You know, like, that doesn't happen to me. It happens to other influencers that I know that I appreciate and that I'm cool with, you know, but that doesn't happen for me. And I'm happy for them to get those opportunities, but I thought, you know, I would get those opportunities, but it just didn't work out like that, because I thought being blunt and honest, say what the fuck I wanted, would kind of work in my favor. And it did, because I still have a great viewership, and that's what I appreciate. You know, I'm able to travel the world, and I just had a meet and greet in London, you know, and that worked out pretty amazing. Those are little things like that that I'm appreciative of. And honestly, I look at some of the things that people have, and I look at what I have, and I think to myself, I have enough. I don't really can think of anything that I would want. I mean, yeah, it would be nice to obviously make more money like all the other influencers do. Like when they all, you know, go on big brand trips and they can travel and they don't have to pay for a fucking dime because all these companies want to just give them free shit and, yo, we'll pay for this, we'll pay for that. You know, that would be nice. You know, it would be nice to save money, but I don't really give a fuck personally. I wouldn't want to be around those fucking coke sniffing influencers and entertainers anyways. Not saying they're all shitty people. Some of them are cool people, but I would want to be around them because some of them are honestly being forced to make fake content where they're all sitting in one big ass mansion and they're all forced to film and vlog and document shit and pretend that they actually like each other, but in reality they hate each other because, you know, they're, you know, one is mad because, you know, that person used all their coke, or the other person's mad because the other person, you know, probably has a bigger bedroom. You know, I wouldn't want to be around that kind of shit anyways. Or even if it was a positive environment, I'm honestly fine with being by myself and enjoying my life for what it is and what I've been able to, you know, work for. Because, I mean, there was a point in time where I kind of wished a lot of the stuff that I have now, like, I wish that I had it sooner. Like, when I was much, much younger, 9 years ago, I remember thinking to myself, damn, when is there going to be a moment where my channel goes from 10, 20 views to 1,000 views? Like, that really sucks. You know, I really would love to have 1,000 views, and I keep only getting 80 views or 100 views on a video. And now when I see myself 9 years later, I'm averaging like 85 to 100,000 views per video. So I really should be appreciative of everybody that's here instead of the people that aren't here. And one thing that's taught me is it's applied in other parts of my life, where people will sometimes get upset because they have literally a little bit of followers or a little bit of support for their business or only a smidge of support from their family. But what about the other support you have? What about your classmates? What about those 1 or 2 friends? Or what about your fucking dog that's probably supportive? You know what I mean? You should appreciate the people that are supportive and not the people that aren't. Because eventually, when everybody is supportive of you, everybody will come crawling in due time. There are instances where sometimes people will sit around and they'll, think to themselves, like, I should be having this and I should have that and I should have this and everybody should be supporting me. But it's like, why does anybody owe you any support? Don't nobody owe you shit. You know what I mean? Like, what have you done for other people? No one really owes you anything, and I had to kind of tell myself that. So Nike doesn't need to hit me up. All these entertainers that are getting Rihanna Savage Fenty deals and shit, that are being able to walk the Fenty fashion runway show. A lot of them who I probably know or who I follow or they follow me, that was their opportunity. That was their blessing. That's not fucking mine. And honestly, I'm too busy, worried about what the fuck I got going on to be worried about what they have. It was a point in time where I would think to myself, why don't they ever invite me to events? Like, why don't I ever go to YouTube Black and stuff? Why don't I ever get invited to the Streamy Awards? You know what I mean? Like, why are random content creators who are also celebrities, but were celebrities before they were content creators, getting nominated at the Streamy Awards? Why are, problematic influencers like Tana Mojo, who says, you fucking nigger? Like, why are people like her getting nominated for awards and shit? Like, this girl has said nigger, like, probably, like 7 times and shit. Like, you see other content creators who are getting exposed for doing all types of horrendous and fucked up shit, and then they get nominated for these cool awards or get invited to these cool events. And I think to myself, they've never invited me before, but maybe it's just not meant to be. I believe, like most of us believe, that what's for you is meant for you, and maybe I'm just not meant to be in those fucking rooms. I already got everything I need. Anything that comes after that is extra, and I'm grateful for all of it, because people don't understand that you're never going to get blessed unless you show gratitude. You ever notice that when you do nice things for some people, they don't seem appreciative, or they don't know how to, like, take it in? Some people don't think they deserve nice things, and I think those are the most ungrateful people ever. Because people could literally win a fucking car, win the lottery, literally be in a healthy relationship, get a big-ass house, and they'll still find some shit to fucking complain about. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who have crazy amounts of followers and support, and they wouldn't even fucking respond to a comment, because to them, they'll literally say, behind the scenes, like, oh, I don't have time for that. That's a waste of time. Like, oh, why would I read comments? Or it's just too much work, or who cares? Like, when I started doing the influencer world and being in the entertainment industry and shit, I kind of came up around the same time Rice Gum came out. Like, that was around the time Rice Gum came out. I came up around the time where Chris and Queen and what was it, Dick and Balls Nation and those people, and the fat back computer shaped ass bitch and all those people, like, kind of came up.
You ugly, bro. Show your face, bitch. You sound ugly as fuck. You sound ugly. You sound like one of them black burn ass bitches, bro. You got me fucked up, bro. I'ma slap the shit out you, nigga.
That was kind of like my era, like when I kind of like started excelling in followers, like around the 2016, 2015 era, 2017 to be exact. That was kind of my era of YouTube. And then now about to be in 2025, and I've seen so many content creators come and go, where one minute they were doing so amazing and getting so many views, and then they just disappeared. You know what I mean? And, I'm very happy that I've been able to be around and stand the test of time, because I've seen so many influencers and entertainers who even went as far as saying, oh, I'm not going to last longer. One day somebody's going to, fuck you up. Like, I've had people literally say, oh, like, one day somebody's going to beat you up, or you're not going to last long. And so far, no one has touched me yet. No one has done nothing yet. And then I'm also from Florida, and I'm not the one to fuck with, just to send a message. But I will say that I'm pretty happy with the life that I live, and I will say that you will never get more in life until you learn how to appreciate everything you do have. The universe or God will only bless you with more if you can acknowledge everything you have. There's a saying that goes, you need to learn how to smell the roses, because, to be honest with you, people would be so worried about growing a nice garden, but they won't smell the roses. Like, you're so obsessed with your garden growing to its full potential and looking at everybody else's garden, but you won't even take the time to smell the roses. How are you trying to appreciate and grow and become amazing, and you can't even smell the roses? Like, you can't even appreciate the fruits or the roses that already grew out of the fucking ground. You too worried about fucking growing a whole fucking cornfield and shit. So I'm happy with the life I live, and people can say, oh, well, you could have been further, you could have that. I don't fucking care, honestly. I'm grateful. Right now, I'm in fucking Africa. I couldn't be able to say this 9 years ago right now. I'm in a simple, very affordable Airbnb. I literally pay, like, $200 to literally be here. Well, $300 to be here for, like, 2 weeks, and I'm chilling. This is a pretty fucking lit experience, and a lot of these entertainers will make tons of money, but a lot of them will eventually blow it all away. it's not easy to sustain being an entertainer, social media influencer, or content creator for a long ass time. And that's why a lot of your faves have disappeared. You know, some of y'all don't realize, but the reason why some of your faves are out here scamming or selling poom poom, or we're so quick to jump on the OnlyFans wave, is because they've got these crazy fancy penthouses that they don't even fucking own. And they've gotten these crazy fancy cars, and they're trying to keep up with their expenses. And then now look, the OnlyFans wave is low-key dying. You know, you don't see many people jumping on the OnlyFans wave like they were before. You know, eventually everybody goes to their demise, especially when you're not a genuine person. And everybody gets their downfall based off of who they are. I mean, anytime you see somebody going through a downfall, struggling, and going through a lot of shit in life, it's a reflection of their choices and their actions. You know what I mean? When I look at someone like Dslr, who was at the top of the world and then lost everything, I look at her actions, her being irresponsible, her trying to keep up with the Joneses and making poor decisions. And then I look at other people, you know, such as this entertainer or that entertainer who is struggling really, really badly because they made poor decisions in how they treated people and they didn't make good relationships, and then everything just dwindled and fucking fell apart. You know, it's all about who you are. And 9 years is pretty damn good. You know, people might doubt, talk shit on you, make you feel like you ain't shit. But to be honest with you, as long as you're okay with the choices you've made and you could look back and be like, you know what, I did the best I could. I'm pretty happy with how things are going. That's all that fucking matters. So to be honest, fuck your BET show for that person who commented that. Fuck the idea of, you know, trying to get validation from Hollywood that's ran by a particular group of people that people can never shit on, talk about, or criticize. Who fucking cares about the people that, you know, will sit up here and just say, oh, well, you should have this and you should be here. I don't need any of those things. You know, do you think I should have those things? Because honestly, I'm in fucking Africa right now, and I've been here for the past 2 weeks, and I'm like fucking got my head spinning and shit, and I'm having a good ass time because I'm a solo traveler here, and I'm in this really nice boxy studio Airbnb. So I'm pretty much doing everything that most people wouldn't be able to say that they're doing. So who am I to sit up here and get upset because I'm not getting a fucking Nike deal or someone got a deal with Oreo? You know what I mean? A lot of entertainers are here 1 minute and then the next minute they're gone. I've seen so many people be up and then they're gone. Up, disappear. Up, oh, I'm struggling, so I got to make an OnlyFans really quick and pop my pussy on the internet in order to sustain my income. Up, and then they're scamming people. Up, and now they're talking about, oh, you could turn 55 cents into $10 million and promoting those fucking scams that ain't fucking working. They're really only getting paid to promote those people who tell them to hold up a wad of cash. Like, they're getting paid thousands to take a picture with a wad of cash, and they're getting thousands to literally copy and paste a caption in their Instagram or on their Twitter, and then they're getting paid for that. They didn't really make that much money. So, yeah, honestly, easy come, easy go. And that's all I gotta say on that. Nothing in this world is worth it if it comes too easy. But that's that for this video, like I said, and yeah, that's that. Choice out this bitch.
Always be. I say fire to the rain, watch it burn, I right away. In this turn, and I say fire to the rain, watch it burn. I set fire to the rain. That's all y'all get for free, and I don't even know the lyrics. Y'all have a good one.